Welcome to Gehenna. Gehenna is the 5th level of Metal Hellsinger and can often be considered one of the more difficult levels in the speedrun. Now, that's mostly because a lot of us in the speedrunning community hate this level for one particular arena that you will see late, but it's also one of the most notable in terms of story. It is the point, after all, where in the base difficulties, you do encounter the angels for the first time. For now, though, let's just jump right on into this IL. So, movement starts just like anything else, dashing to the beat, clearing out these marionettes along the way just to build up the fury meter. I mean, hey, free fury meter, why not? Now, there's a few different ways to damage down here. The way I usually go with is tanking hits from one of the cambions that spawns. They're consistent, they're easy to gauge how much damage you're taking, and you can keep up with all the other enemies that are spawning around, like the other cambions, the eyeless, and the Hierophant that all spawn. This last wave's a little bit different. You do get the Siege Behemoth spawning there, as well as a bunch of marionettes, but nothing he can't handle. Dodging our way around this Hierophant and tanking the frame drops as the eyeless spawns. We're looking for where this Stalker is going to spawn. This time he spawned there. He can spawn on top of the rock right next to us. He can spawn on the stairs. He can spawn on the far side as well. Makes it a little interesting. We're cleaning up marionettes now as they spawn, as well as that Hierophant that spawned. And then we're utilizing that Chaos Crystal to take out the first Seraph. On the second wave, we're using the Vulcan's ultimate to gather up marionettes, as well as rein in the second Seraph. Dodging around a Hierophant once again. I clear this arena differently. I clear out the Styx crystals first, because those are the problems a lot of times. A lot of times, us in the running community don't necessarily take that extra couple of seconds to clear out those Styx crystals, but it can save your run. Now the real trick comes with not dying to all the Chaos Crystals layered around here, and trying to get your shots around this arena that has frankly horrible lines of sight. It is fun for casual play. It is very similar to a lot of iconic arenas in games like Doom and Quake and things like that, but in this game it just, for whatever reason, doesn't translate as well. And this is actually the most hated arena by the speedrunning community. Thankfully, we can make relatively short work of it. I would like to believe I'm somewhat decent at this level now, since I casually do hold the IL world record for this level. Doesn't necessarily mean I'm consistent at that pace, though. There's a lot of factors that can go into it. Jumping over here as the last few enemies are cleaned up, and making some movement up here, just skipping a little jump there. Now trying not to accidentally heal here as we go through, taking out these enemies as they spawn. A lot of cambions in this arena, but you do have to look out for the Stalkers when they spawn, as well as the Shield Cambion. That Shield Cambion can ruin your day. One good attack from them, and you can go down pretty easily. The real trick to this arena is really learning the spawn patterns. For example, that Cambion that I sniped just underneath the Seraph that spawned in that far corner. And then also, of course, dodging all the Styx crystals that are in this arena. Finishing it off with those last two behemoths, and then climbing up here. Fun fact, you don't have to worry about going through this way. There is an invisible wall on the right that will send you back to a respawn point, but it's nothing too bad. shattering a few of these Styx crystals here, leaving one there that might come back to bite us. But just trying to damage this boss down. Fun fact, there is a very rare instance where this boss's attack pattern can be skipped. That is not the attack pattern this boss is supposed to throw, believe it or not, but it does save a lot of time. Notice that the boss's suction attack even affects enemies, which throws me off too, and comes back to bite me, because it's such a rare occurrence and purely RNG based that you almost never see it happen. So now we're really just trying to damage back down, recover from this. The hardest place to recover in this game is in the boss fights. It is extremely hard to recover in the boss fights. Thankfully, here we have a little bit easier of a time with the giant pit of lava in the middle. We just jump in the pit of lava, and now we just start damaging the boss down. Build the Fury back up. We're back in Aegis. Dodge the attack that the boss normally shoots out at the end of each phase, which is this massive wave of homing bullets. Very fun, very difficult sometimes. Try not to die to the Eyeless or the Shield Cambion. Look for the last Marionette Straggler, there we go, and now damage down this phase of the boss. It would be amazing if we could skip this last invulnerability phase that the boss will go into after this, but we sadly cannot. The boss goes invulnerable here while this attack comes out and tracks, and now we're waiting for the boss to finish up, triggering the Hellcrow's ultimate here just to damage down this last attack a little bit faster. And that is Gehenna, and also how quickly Gehenna can go down the drain. I love the level, I love the run, but seeing a 555 is not necessarily what you want in this run. I say at my standard, I'm pushing for sub 45 right now. As a normal speedrun time, that's amazing. Second place on the leaderboards and up until recently was 549, but I like to critique my own work a little bit. Until next run.